Welcome back, guys. In this one, I'm going to quickly go over the specs of the motherboard I'm using and show you guys specs that you should be looking for if you want to be using more than one 3060 in a mining rig. So let's get started. Okay, so the motherboard I'm using is an MSI MPG Z390 Gaming Pro Carbon. I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but here we go. If I look at the specs of the motherboard, these websites always have these really dark looking things. I went to the data sheet or detail, I think it was, and I searched for PCI. Let's see if it showed me. Yes, it did. Here we go. So I've got 6 PCI slots. I've got 3 of them as size 16, so physically size 16, and I've got 3 physical ×1 slots. Now the size 16 slots can be divided as shown here. The first one can be 16, 0, and 4, or it can be 8, 8, and 4. That's how it can run. Again, this can be 16, 0, and 4, and 8, 8, and 4. What that means is you can have, for example, the first slot running at full 16 speed. The second slot will be speed 0, so it won't work, essentially. And the third slot will be running at ×4. Or you can have this one down here, which is the first and second slot, both running at ×8, and that third slot running at ×4. So this is the one I'm currently using now, meaning I can get my two 3060s running at the same time, same hash rate, everything. Now, this is kind of, not a misunderstanding, but kind of tricky to work out, because even though you can have both 3060s running, and it claims that you can have a third card in there running at ×4, so you could have a third 3060 Ti, a 3070, any other card running. This won't actually work for this motherboard. That's my theory anyway. I'm actually going to test it very soon. So let me explain why quickly. The processors, the 8th gen and 9th gen Intel processors only come with 16 lanes of PCI. So I'm using a 9400F, and if you Google the name of your processor and do PCI lanes, this website, Intel or Arc Intel, you click on there, it has the specs of everything, right? And again, I do PCI. I quickly do Control F on the website to search for wherever PCI is on that web page. And here it has maximum number of PCI Express lanes, and it has 16 here, right? 16 lanes. This is what the CPU has. Now, if I go back to the specification here, it's going to have a total. Where is it? Did I lose it? Oh yeah, this only has a total. Sorry, this has a total of 20 lanes. So the processor has 16 lanes. The motherboard has a total of 20 lanes. So that extra 4 that's given here by the motherboard, that might be for stuff like a Wi-Fi card, and M.2 drive, well, an SSD. It could be a PCI SSD as well. Whatever extra components want to be added, that's what that is for. So it won't actually work with another graphics card for this processor or for any 8th or 9th gen processors. Let me repeat that. This motherboard supports 8th gen and 9th gen Intel processors. However, every single 8th and 9th gen Intel processor I've checked only come with a maximum of 16 PCI Express lanes, meaning two 3060s, where is it? Two 3060s, one second, I just lost it again. Oh, here we go. Two 3060s use the full PCI 16, so no other graphics card will work on this motherboard. So what I've actually gone and done is I like the 3060s. I think they're a really good value card for what they do, because I've gotten mine to about 46, 47 mega hash, and compared to the 3070 or the 3060 Ti, which both do about 60, I think is a really good card to have. So I've opted to go for one 3060, one 3060 Ti, and one 3070. And what I will do, I will have to run the 3060 at the full ×8 speed, and then everything else I can run at times one. I mean, unless NVIDIA brings out a driver that blocks it, I can run everything else at times one. And that will essentially only use 8 plus 1 plus 1 of my PCI Express lanes. So I'll only be using 10 of the available 16 PCI Express lanes. Hopefully that makes sense. So whatever motherboard you're planning to use, if you do want to get one that does multiple 3060s, you're going to have to also check that the CPU has enough lanes on there. Now, there are CPUs out there, both Intel and AMD, which have 24 plus, well, 616 plus PCI Express lanes. But in my opinion, if you're building a PC just for mining, you don't really want to go too expensive on the CPU. And in the current climate, the 3060 is already double the price anyway. And so is the 3060 Ti and the 3070 as well. So I wanted to go cheap and cheerful. And just in case I wanted to repurpose this PC for something else later on, the 9400F is not the most powerful processor in the world, but it does the job. And with a good enough cooler, you can get this thing running really well. So that was my justification for why I've gone for that motherboard. Hopefully this made sense to you guys. Hopefully it was helpful. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, all of that stuff. I will be updating my system to have, as I've said before, a 3060, a 3060 Ti, and a 3070. And I'll be building another system in a couple of weeks for someone else, and he's going to have a 3060 and a 3070. And again, I keep stressing the 3060 is such a good card to have, especially in the current climate with the cards being so expensive. I mean, grand scheme of things, these people want to have these systems for years. The 3060 cost about £600 compared to £1,000 for the 3060 Ti and the 3070. But the 3060 does almost the same hash rate as the other cards. So yeah, let me stop here. Thank you guys for watching and stay tuned.